know, associated with, because quite often, you know, the peer pressure is tremendous among young people, and what they do is they set up guidelines for themselves, and then they move away. Friends that they knew in their early development, they moved away through marriage, school, and things like that. And it's intriguing to, in your book there, you're showing how these individuals basically, although they went different ways, they rallied around this friend. And then what they had to do, they had to basically think of how society would look at them.
To them. Absolutely.
You know what I mean? Say, well, hey, he's out there helping this guy that committed a crime.
Sure.
Say, I think I'll stay away from him. You know what I mean? But they had to fight that part of it too. And in real life, that occurs because you have no control over your friend. I would say high school, college, after they get into another phase of their life, like marriage and having children, family, and all of that. And that's intriguing that your book is concerning individuals have to make that decision. And we do that in real life. Yeah, based on the character of the individual, because some people have been buddies for almost for most of their 18 years, you know, with a certain group because they went to schools and played sports and did all those things together. And then when they get into their adult life, they go different ways because they may have married a woman that likes this and his friend doesn't like to do that and that type of thing, so they drift apart.
Well, it's interesting you mentioned marriage because the plot is a little bit more complex than I've made it. He's actually married to one of the women, but she hasn't seen him for over 20 years because he's been overseas, and therefore when he comes back, there's this tension between her and her family. That's a well-off family, and he's not been well-off.
He's not well-off. money.
So there's this tension between how she, not only how the society looks at her, but particularly her mother. Father's dead, but how her mother, who is in her 80s now, how her mother also makes judgments about how Estelle's going to respond to this guy that she's known since she was 11 years old. So the tensions are always there. And the basic point that I think the novel makes is that you act as an individual, but there are all these pressures on you.
Right.
You know, you can choose to act, but you can't choose to act and get rid of the pressure. Every action creates its own kinds of kind of pressure, and it struggles with that. Now, that's the kind of like the sociological part. But it's also a mystery novel. There's no mystery about who commits the murder, but there's a mystery about whom Mark has become.
Yeah.
Because they haven't seen him for 25 years.
About behavior after a period of time.
Sure. Yeah. But beyond that, he as soon as he goes into to prison, the ambassador from the United States wants to extradite him because now apparently he's committed a murder overseas as well. So part of the struggle in the novel is between this instinct to get him out of the island, and nobody can figure out why it's so important to get him out of the island. And I'm not going to tell you why it's important to get him out of the island, because that's the intrigue of the novel. But it's important to get him out of the island as well. So there is this sociological part that I'm interested in, but the drama of the novel turns on who he really is today. That they don't know.
So that the intrigue. The intrigue is involved there. You know, you want to find out, and if you really want to find out, see the four saints and the angels, and you find out basically. Because I think it's wonderful, Doc, because you with this novel, you giving a message, a reality. You know what I mean? We all in certain phases go through that.
We struggle with that all the time.
We struggle with that all the time. And in that novel there, which is very realistic, you're telling, you know, the different things, situations that are going to occur when you get in the situations that you can't control.
You can't control the situation.
You have no control over it at all. Is that? But so I have to get that book.
I think it'd be a good idea. Ed. But I think I was telling you before that I'm in the final edit right now of a second novel that will be going to the publisher with any luck in July, but definitely by September.
Right.
I could probably make July. And this novel will be set it's set in two periods. 1976, when the discussion was going on about returning the Panama Canal to Panama. And it's also set between 1904 and 1912, when the canal was actually being constructed.
Right.
And I don't know if you know, Ed, but 700,000 West Indians were taken out of the islands to dig the canal, dig the big ditch.
Right.
So the story is set around some characters from that period as well.
And
what got me to the story was that my great uncle actually was one of those
part
people.
of that.
Yeah,
that was the
so
connection.
Interesting. Yeah.
Well, we'll be looking out for that.
I think it should be on the shelves in about 15 months. I think. Yeah,
great! That sounds good. Now tell us, those interested in this College Board. I know you don't. You already have your website and all that stuff at the end of the show. But tell us, the individuals, they can they approach your board, or how do they make contact if they wanted information?
We've got in the Washington office, which is at 1233 on 20th Street. It's the corner of 20th and M.
20th and M.
Yeah. We've got a number of offices there at 20th and M that could help individuals who are interested in looking at college and so on.
Different things and programs,
financial
different
aid,
programs that they can.
programs.
What about the qualifications and things of that nature? That all of those are included.
Yeah, for many of the students who go into those offices, like the Outward Bound office and so on, they are not qualified. So we help them
to qualify.
To qualify.
Now that's important.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's very easy when you meet all the qualifications. It's very difficult when you have to qualify somebody for something. See?
Absolutely.
And your organization goes through the qualifying of.
That's right.
Now you heard it here right on the Ed Brown Show. Is Dr. Williams? He's moving right on. I'm telling you, he did an excellent job there at the Prince George Community College. Now he's with this College Board, and they're doing everything to help youngsters get qualified for school, both scholastically and monetarily. And I don't need to mention the monetary with the economics like it is today. I want to thank Dr. Williams for being here, and we're going to go out here and see what the four angels, the four saints and the angels are going to do.
Absolutely.
So when you see it, you can say that he's a Prince Georgian, said Dr. Williams said. We want to see what Dr. Williams is talking about, you know, because in the four saints and an angel, he tells you about the realization of dealing with problems with your peers. See you next time.